A Love She Forgot. English Listening Stories, Level B2. She wasn't supposed to find the box. It was hidden in a place no one ever checked. On the highest shelf of an old built-in closet. In a house that wasn't even hers until yesterday. Emily had just moved in after a messy breakup. New walls, new air, new silence. The kind that felt too heavy. She opened the closet just to see if there was space for her sweaters. Something shifted inside. A soft thud. She frowned, reached up, and pulled down a small wooden box covered in dust. It was locked. No, it used to be locked. The clasp hung loose, broken. She opened it. Inside were dozens of envelopes, neatly stacked, carefully tied with a thin ribbon, all addressed to the same person, herself. The handwriting was hers too, and she had absolutely no memory of writing any of them. Her hands trembled as she picked the first envelope. The date on it froze her breath. June 12th, 2026. But it was only March. She opened it slowly, as if afraid the ink might move. You're going to feel lost. But it's okay. You'll meet someone soon. Someone important. Don't ignore the man in the blue coat. Emily set the letter down. Her pulse was racing. Was this someone's joke? A prank from the previous tenant? But no one else's handwriting looked exactly like hers. Every curve, every uneven loop, it was undeniably hers. She lifted another envelope. Same handwriting. A later date. Another future. The next letter was dated June 28th, 2026. The accident will scare you, but don't run from it. It will lead you to the truth. She swallowed hard. Accident? What accident? She dumped all the envelopes onto the floor. There were more than she thought. Dozens. Maybe 100. Each had a future date, each written by her, each carrying a strange mixture of warning and comfort. You will want to disappear. You will think it's easier. But don't leave this time. Pain doesn't return, but love does. Emily pressed a hand to her chest. The letters weren't just predictions. They knew her. Knew her fears, her habits, her loneliness. Knew things she hadn't told anyone. The next morning, she went out for coffee. Mostly to escape the house and all the impossible questions. She stood in line, exhausted, half awake, when she felt someone looking at her. She turned. A man stood a few steps away, tall, dark hair, wearing a long, deep blue coat, exactly like the letter said. He wasn't staring, not really, just noticing her, and when their eyes met, he gave her a small, warm smile. A smile that felt strangely familiar. Emily panicked and left without ordering. Her mind raced. It couldn't be real. This was coincidence. Just coincidence. But the smile. Why did it feel like remembering something she had forgotten? A few days later, rain poured from the sky like the world was rinsing itself clean. Emily drove home slowly, carefully. But the roads were slick, and visibility was terrible. She checked her mirror for a second. Just a second. The impact came out of nowhere. A violent crash from behind. Her car spun. Metal screamed. Glass shattered. Then darkness swallowed everything. When she opened her eyes, the rain was still falling. Her head throbbed, her vision blurry. Someone was kneeling beside her. The man in the blue coat. Hey, stay with me. You're okay," he said softly. His voice was calm, steady, grounding her. He called an ambulance, held her hand while they checked her injuries, sat with her until the paramedics arrived. His name was Daniel. He wasn't shaken. He wasn't startled. It was as if he had expected to find her. Back home, her mind wouldn't settle. She grabbed another envelope. Don't push him away this time. He will stay, even when you can't. This time? What did that even mean? She opened another. You'll try to forget him. You always do. But you don't have to be afraid anymore. Emily felt her stomach tighten. Were these letters from a future version of her? A version who knew Daniel? A version who loved him? She had never been good at letting people in. But this felt different. Like a story she had lived before, but couldn't remember. Daniel started checking on her after the accident, asking how her head felt, if she needed groceries, if she was okay to drive. Always gentle, always kind. never pushing. But one day, he said something that froze her. "You look terrified, you know." Right before the crash, like you already knew it was coming. Emily stiffened. She hadn't told him about the letters. No one knew. She tried to laugh it off. He didn't press, just watched her with an expression she couldn't read. There was something in his eyes. Recognition? Sadness? Hope? There was one envelope she hadn't touched. Thicker than the others, sealed with red wax. On the front, in her own handwriting, "Open last." She avoided it for days. Every time she walked past the wooden box, the envelope seemed to pull her attention. Until one night, a night that felt heavier than the rest, she finally opened it. Inside was a single line. "If you're reading this, then you finally stayed." And beneath it, a photograph. Emily gasped. It was her and Daniel, standing together in the living room of this very house, her head against his shoulder, his arm around her waist. But the walls behind them were painted a color she hadn't chosen yet, furniture she didn't own yet, a version of this house that didn't exist. The next morning, Daniel knocked on her door, a soft, hesitant knock, as if he wasn't sure she wanted to see him. He saw the envelope in her hand. He let out a breath, not surprised, almost relieved. "So, you found them," he said quietly. Emily's voice trembled. "Daniel, what is going on?" He sat down, looking at the floor for a moment as if choosing the right words. "I don't know how to explain it," he said. "Every time, every lifetime, you forget me." She froze. "But you always find the letters," he continued. "You write them for yourself, from the future, so that one of these times, you won't run." Emily felt something shift inside her, like a door opening in a room she had forgotten, memories she didn't fully remember, but felt. Daniel looked up, eyes soft. "I don't need you to remember everything," he said. "I just need you to stay." For the first time, she didn't step back, didn't shut down, didn't run. She stayed. And somewhere in the quiet of that moment, she realized the letters weren't warnings. They were promises. From her future self, to the version of her finally brave enough to choose love again.